Hello there. So I have been on a tax course for the last 2 days, and part of that was talking about logbooks for business mileage. I mean, there was a lot in here. There's a very, very small part, but this is one that stuck out to me because it's one of those things that I tell people all the time you need to be tracking your mileage, but it's also one of those things that's easy to forget and just like feels like not really a big deal. But it can be a huge deal. If the CRA reviews your claim for vehicle expenses and you don't have mileage tracked for business, then they could just throw all of it out. In some cases, they might be really generous and say, hey, maybe 50-50 or less. They might allow you to keep some of it, but tracking your mileage as you go is the best way to avoid that. So what is the best way to do that? I always recommend going electronic because that's how I operate. So there's a number of apps that you can use to track your mileage. QuickBooks actually allows you to track your mileage right in the app. I don't have any experience with that one personally. I don't have experience with any mileage tracking apps personally because I don't drive anywhere for work, but that is an option if you're using QuickBooks. There's also Mile IQ. I've heard a lot of good feedback about that one. Driver's Note is another app that you can use. Milebug and Odo Tracker. Those are 4 or 5, I guess, including QuickBooks. Really good apps that you can use to track this. They just go on your phone and then you can tell it, was this business or was this personal? And it tracks the kilometers for you. And then you can have a report at the end of the year that shows you how much you drove for personal, how much you drove for business. And then we can use that to calculate the percentage that you can deduct for auto expenses. If you don't love technology and you don't want to have to deal with that, or maybe you don't have a smartphone. I know that some people prefer to not have smartphones, so they keep their old flip phones. You can use good old pen and paper. Just keep it in your truck, car, keep it in your vehicle, and make sure that you're writing down the odometer and the beginning odometer and the ending odometer for every trip that you're doing that is business. That's really, really important. We need to know not just how many kilometers you traveled for business in the year, but how many total kilometers you traveled. There was a court case where the business owner, the taxpayer said, oh, I traveled like 1,015 kilometers for business, and the total for the year was 1,325 or something like that. And the CRA was like, yeah, 1,015 for the whole year on business sounds about right. But 1,325 for the whole year? I don't know about that. And so the CRA actually went to third parties. They went to the mechanics that this person had gone to and requested information from them, which they're totally allowed to do, and asked for odometer readings, basically, to prove the amount of kilometers that this taxpayer had driven in the year, and it was closer to 10,000. So don't feel like you're going to get away with something by not tracking your mileage. The CRA will go to third parties to ask for information that they can't necessarily collect from you. So really, really important to keep a logbook. I recommend doing it, even if you only travel a little bit for business. It's so, so worth it at the end of the year. And if you ever get reviewed, it's definitely going to be worth it, I promise. If you have any questions about logbooks or how to track your mileage, then let me know in the comments. I am happy to chat with you about this. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you tomorrow.